saying?
I'm saying it for you. Yep.
Is it the bags under my eyes that looks like it's morning? Is that what's going on?
Well, that's the only indication. So I'm going to
God.
stick with that.
Play it safe.
All right. Let's start in a minute. I think we're missing Tanuj. And
He'll be joining in a minute. I say
he
just.
joined.
Okay.
Also, hey, Nupur, I haven't seen you on websites call before. I haven't been here that long, so that might not be true.
Yeah, like I guess it's my first time joining this call. I'm just trying to be little active in the community again. So yeah, that's the try I'm trying.
Oh, hey, that's nice.
Yeah.
Right. All right, we're 3 minutes in. It's a pretty big agenda. Let's start. Josh, you want to take it away?
Yeah, so like I think I'll be starting. So is anyone new, like who will be having any intro or something?
I think Faith has already been on call, if I remember right. I think Aniruddha hasn't.
Yeah,
Anirudh.
hello. I'm very new here. This is my first meeting. So I just want to hear to. I want to discuss my. I am having facing a problem. So I will discuss it here.
Sure, that's nice. Which project have you been working on, Anirudh?
Service mesh performance.
Oh, all right.
I think we can go on with him first. Like I'll just do it after him.
All right, all right. Anirudh, you can go ahead. Have the first chance.
Okay, so it was a good first issue. Okay, so basically, I just want what my task was to add a background color. So as you can see that in presentation means in screenshot you can see there is white space, and I just want to add the colors. So just Patel had helped me in finding out which file should I edit, like, and also Neil is also one of the member. He's also helped. He had also helped me in that thing. But the problem is when I edit this a particular file name block.scss, I am unable to means apply the changes. I can't see my changes in that block HTML means block when I run when I means run my that site on a local host. I was unable to see all my changes.
Okay, this is in the layer5.io website?
Yes.
Okay.
It might be on the S&P.
No, it's the SMP site. So I just told
Okay,
you
sorry.
like raise this issue here because you and Neil had more experience in working with this website. So like I thought you will be better to guide him.
Sure. Is Neil on call with us? No. Okay.
But yeah, Aniruddha, maybe if you're okay to share your desktop.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. We can
Oh,
fix it for you.
okay. Wait. I will join. Give me 1 minute. I will join it from my PC.
Sure.
Give me
Also, congrats Shruti for joining as a community manager.
Thanks, Josh.
It's a life of servitude.
I'm not gonna comment on that.
Yeah.
Nope.
There's all kinds of things just not to touch this morning. It's good.
I think Lee has also shifted his place. Like the background seems to be different.
Oh yeah. For those who've been, well, while we're waiting for Aniruddha to share, for those who've been paying attention to the scenery, I got kicked out of the main house. I'm back in the pool house, which is really well ironic actually, because we have 3 kids at home and they've been doing virtual learning, which has made for a lot of interruptions and distractions, and actually they're all back in school physically as of today. And for some reason, right at the same time, I get pushed out to the guest house, to the pool house. So anyway, if I'm curious, is it more echoey, my voice at all?
Nope.
Okay, good, cool.
Okay, give me a minute. I'm just joining it. Wait a minute.
Sure.
Is Nikhil on call today?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'll message Nikhil, see if he's around. Speaking of announcements of, I don't know if Nikhil has mentioned it, and I don't think I'm spoiling that much of a surprise, but he's just been offered a full-time role at Red Hat, which is awesome. It's something that really that we've been working toward for him for like a year. So next time you see him, you'll have to ask him about it.
All right, while we're waiting for Anuradha, we can actually go ahead and somebody else can start. Josh, I'm calling on you again.
Yeah, I do not have any problem. I'll just share like.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so like. Is my screen visible?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so the thing is like in the previous meeting, it was like we need to had a definition or sort of something below. So I just tried having this features thing on the top of the landing page, and I like, for my personal opinion, I think it suits very much if you land on this page. And the next thing I've added is like the numbers that were uh, uh, just like doing some JavaScript tricks. I have just added them in like uh, for the like under the categories, like for the performance we do have the performance tests run, and for life cycle we do have the number of service meshes supported. And this one is like that data Lee would be like sharing with me soon. And moving further, for now I have migrated the data, and a few things I have changed in this part. And uh, the code, yeah. So, and yes, the FAQs part, I have used the template that is been provided by the template. And yeah, so that's all. Like the things that are remaining are the contact sections, and that would be and there was an SMP section in the, so I'll just open the previous website also. Yeah, so there is another section for SMP over here again. So like there was a thing whether to include it with this section or like to keep it different, and this community section will be added after, I think after this PR, because there has already been a component added by a contributor for like a component of this contact section, so that can directly be used over here. Okay, so yeah, that's all. Now open to feedbacks, and I'm really open to so much of feedbacks. I feel.
I love how strong the words are here. We might even be able to, actually, it's kind of an interesting thought that it's a sentence like with a period, like there's finality on the end of that. But I suppose in general, we would probably skip the punctuation on the page. We might be able to shorten this to Meshery and then underneath.
The
Well, I don't
service
know.
mesh management thing.
Yeah, or since the logo is right up above it, we might be able to drop Meshery is. But Josh, I have got more feedback than can be written down. This is great. This is really great. It's really great though. And so I'll find a session with you to do that. But does anyone else have feedback here? Does anyone else? So as we, by the way, as just for context for everyone, as we're moving forward into this new framework, I'm excited about the scalability of the framework. I'm excited to bring forth, hopefully just a much easier way for all of you to contribute with a little more power, maybe. And that's actually a point of concern that I'll put into the meeting minutes now, but it has to do with plugins like those that automatically resize images for blog posts that any of you might write. I'm not sure if that's happening or not. I think when I look on the site previews on Netlify, it might have different behavior than when we're deploying to prod, when we're deploying to GitHub pages. Has anyone noticed that?
It's happening for the thumbnails for inside. If we are including the images inside the blog, it's not happening there. We can change that.
Yeah, so I'll just like to comment, because when I created the section title component for the individual pages, I think I had explicitly mentioned the width and the height, and that won't, I think, like I don't think that is also mentioned for the grid view. Like, can you confirm, Tanuj?
You mean the above the page header?
Yeah, so in the individual pages, I have explicitly declared those like heights and those things for the individual pages, but for the grid view, I don't think that's been done.
The
Yeah,
thumbnail?
yeah.
Yeah, it's happening. It will automatically. It will. The maximum width it can take is, I think, 400 pixels, and it will adjust the height automatically.
So I think the issue is not with the height, and I think like solely is the issue related to like we do have different heights of the images or something like that.
Yeah, or for the, I think, is it the Sharp Image plugin that we're using?
Yeah.
If I
Yes.
recall, okay. That my understanding was that it might go about doing the task of taking an image that might be of a large size and then producing, generating like 2 or 3 more, images, like medium size thumbnail and so on, so that
Yeah, it's happening like that. Yeah, it's
so Tanuj,
happening
you're
for the
saying
thumbnails. Yeah,
on the
so means
grid.
it will be, yeah, it will be something like the maximum width the image can take, whatever may be the size. It will automatically scale it down to 500 pixels of maximum width, and height will be adjusted accordingly. So mm, the it is also happening for the page headers part, I think. Uh, it is not happening for the SVGs because uh, SVGs are not supported and it adjusts its height automatically.
SVGs are very much of concern because when I was also working in this section, so I had also had to make a few workarounds to like incorporate SVGs.
Okay. Sorry, I got distracted by the title of the blog post. I just can't think of, can help but think of Nipur. Every time I see that, it's such an awesome blog post title. I'm sorry. To clarify then, so I understand that the thumbnails are being auto-generated and that's helping with load time here on the grid view, which is great.
Yeah.
I think you were calling out a caveat with respect to when we, or when post authors will, if they're explicitly if they're explicitly including an image and linking to it, what was the caveat that overrides the,
And if you just open an individual block, scroll down, not this, and a block having images. Yeah, for something like this, if an author is including images inside the block, it is not happening in that case.
oh, irrespective of what the author, it doesn't matter how they reference the image, the plugin just doesn't account for these.
It is,
Okay.
it is, maybe it's possible to replace the image tag. I think all the blogs are currently using the HTML image tag. We try to replace it using the Gatsby image tag. Maybe then it will work. I have to test it out.
Nice. That makes sense. There's that. I'll write that down just so there's that. And then I wonder too, and maybe this is something we just don't know right now, but I wonder what'll happen when Strappy comes into use and how it might help facilitate a more native interaction with Gatsby or not.
Yeah, that is also one thing I wanted to discuss. So uh, I don't know how much flexibility Strappy is going to provide while writing the blogs currently, because there are many blogs which have a lot of stylings and code pieces, so code blocks. So I don't know if Gatsby is going to be able to handle so many things. Not Gatsby, Strappy is able to going to handle so many things. That also we have to check it out.
Nice.
So
Okay.
as per I remember from a meeting with Dhruv, it was something like it does support MD, right?
Supports MD, not MDX, I think.
So like for the images and the styling part, I think it will be very similar to uh, what we do have in the Jekyll based current website. Like that's also an MD based. So like it would be very much similar to like having those entire MD files copied, and like the only thing that would be changing is like we currently we do write front matter in the MD file itself, but maybe we could have some like fields or some fields which we can fill, it can be like a title and there would be a box to fill the title and the subtitle. But for the body part, so if we want that flexibility, we'll have to anyways go with the conventional MD, right?
Yep. That's also I don't know if how much styling Strappy is going to support out of that.
It's a good preemptive call. Well, yeah, we'll have to see. It may be that we're able to add a little bit of generic styling a little bit of styling for common things that we would find, like the embedding of a video, the embedding of an image, a list, and like an unordered list. And then we might find that it's somewhat limited beyond that. And actually this right here, does that copy work? Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. So yeah, I can't, McCool isn't on, is he? Or
Nope, he's not.
or Dhruv?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, I'm writing down a couple of these questions.
For currently, if we see the scope of the blog that we have currently, the most used styles are like for image on the right, on the writer section, on the left section, or full division image, and the code block and the iframe. So like if we try to have something like a predefined template for blogs having only features such as this, then we can yeah, flexibility will be lost, but like it will be a trade-off, so I think that would be much more easier to discuss with someone who is inside Strappy, I guess.
Taking notes. Yeah, fair enough.
Hey, Lee, earlier that you mentioned with all the questions, did you mean a guide, sort of, for the blogs? For anybody attempting to write one?
Like a blog authoring guide?
Yep.
I didn't mean that, but we need one.
All right. Josh, are you done? Is that the feedback you were looking for?
So I think that feedback would be a personal feedback, not open to all.
Sure. All right. Anirudh, you can go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
So while Anirudh starts, if Nikhil or Shriti or Lee or Nupur or Tanuj, anyone has feedback, so like I also pushed a draft PR, so like if you have some feedback, you can also add comments over there.
Okay, yeah.
Sure. I'll take a look.
Okay, so I was working on this site. I'm working on it currently. So, okay. This is my current site, which I'm working on. I just want to add here some colors. When I am editing this blog.scss file, I'm not able to apply any changes to it. Like, see, here I can, let's see. Now let's say here I am adding change, like background color. Let's say we have, for example, we have applied aqua color. Okay, so
Sure.
okay, so here let's see. I'm not able to, means my changes are not applied. Uh, can you figure out what I'm making mistake in this? Like where I'm lacking my edit.
Yeah, actually, is that CSS tag actually used in this blog post?
See, here I am not able to see that CSS file, means any changes, means like Here we can see that the root.scss or any other files are used, but I am unable to see that blog.scss name here.
So if my voice is clear,
It is.
thing is, what you can do is, first of all, you can check which CSS file is being used for this page.
Yep.
And another thing is that sometimes with Jekyll, it happens that when you make changes to the CSS or SCSS files, on live reload, the CSS doesn't get populated on the site. So what I will suggest is that close the live reload and
Okay,
go
okay,
to
wait.
the underscore site folder and regenerate it again.
Yeah, please. Can you repeat again? I have closed it.
Yeah,
I had
close the
stopped
server.
my.
So okay, so
So I'm
delete
again
the site folder, underscore site folder.
sites folder. Okay, okay. Wait. Okay, wait. Okay, now I will again generate my site.
By the way, are you sure means this CSS file is being used on that page?
Well, I was also not sure. I guess Jesh or yeah, if I'm not wrong, Jesh had helped me in finding out that file, and also one member from that Neil, he had also figured out that I should mostly probably edit that file.
Okay. Means I would say that if you can confirm if that file is being used or not, from the dev tools only you can see that by
From
looking at
which
the
folder?
class and one. Means from the Chrome dev tools you can check if that
Uh,
CSS.
yes, I had also the same doubt because in Chrome in DevTools, I was not able to see that site's name, that file's name. There were many other SCSS files, but that name I was not able to see. I
Okay.
think that SCSS file is not applying, is not used here or anything like that.
As far as I remember, it was, but Dean made a lot of changes to the site, so I won't commit to that statement. What I can do is I can go have a look at it, and I can get back to you with the right SCSS file to use here.
Okay, sure.
Like the thing was the class names were like the class name that was used in the blog.html was the same, like was the same that the class that was declared inside the blogs.scss. So I thought it would be like using those CSS files, but as I was not clear, so I asked him to like come over here and like ask the one who has actually made the website. So
Sure. I'll ask Neil to help as well. I'll go take a look too. I'll get back to you on it by tonight.
Okay, wait, I will not stop there.
Sure. Okay. Thanks for sharing that, by the way. Thanks for asking you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on then. Uh, Tanuj, the Pagination plugin.
I'll share
Would
my
you
screen.
like to share the screen, or should I?
I'll share.
Go ahead.
Okay, so currently I added the pagination plugin only for the blog part. Uh, there are some issues I am still solving. This is the basic idea. Like this is how it would work, and uh, apart from style, something. The only thing wanted to ask was, uh, should I add the pagination plugin also for that while filtering by tags? If we have too many blocks, then we need the plugin. Otherwise, we don't.
Yeah. Otherwise, the behavior is just an infinite scroll.
Yeah.
Okay, or rather, I should let me re-clarify. Is it in fact infinite scroll, or does it just retrieve all the blogs for that tag?
For the tags.
I see. Okay. Yes, we should have pagination for on a tag basis as well. The so Tanuj, so it looks like the default, or rather, the URL system of organizing paginated posts. It's in this case, the blogs are all at /blog, and that's where you find the collection of posts. And the /2/3, you know, it's like that's just a roll, that will just be a rolling set of posts depending upon how many are there.
Yeah, yeah. So we can configure how many blogs we want in a particular page. So currently I have set it to 8. So in the /blog part, there will be 8 blogs. Then for the /2, there will be the other 8, and so on.
And then, okay. Any thought as to whether or not we would show someone the fact that maybe there's like 50 pages of 8 of the, you know, of a given set of posts, and be able to let them jump to like the 27th, what have you, page.
We can do that. Think I think it's possible to do that. Check it out.
I wonder, yeah, and maybe that's not functionality that we should, if it doesn't come out of the box with the pagination, with the Paginate plugin, and maybe there's other more important things to focus on.
Yeah.
Okay. And it sounds like, of what you'd seen about the Paginate plugin, did it have that kind of cookie crumb? I don't know if that's the right way of saying it, but did it have that ability?
I think I saw a way to get the current page number. Maybe I can do something from that. Have to dig in more deeply into the plugin to find out exactly all the functionalities.
Yeah. Yeah, as you are, I wonder if that plugin or another one, it seems like there would be some common capabilities that you would find with that type of a plugin. And so, by the way, for everyone that's on the call right now, like as you're, well, I'll speak for myself and say I'm still learning Gatsby and am encouraged by how many Gatsby plugins there are. So I imagine there's maybe more than one Paginate plugin. There's common functionality that you would expect to find out of a plugin like that, where you have newer and older posts. Yep. You'd have the total number of posts. Maybe there's 400 posts in this section. You might be able to skip to like, it might show you the fact that you could go all the way to the front, all the way to the end, like fast forward, rewind all the way to, you might be able to let you step or move through these stepwise in terms of the pages, where there might be a drop down or just kind of common things that you might expect. Josh, you're highlighting maybe a different plugin, a Gatsby Awesome plugin.
Yeah,
Gatsby
I'm using that only just.
Gatsby Paginate, it's a different one. You would think the Awesome one would be better.
The awesome one is currently in use, I think.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Just as a recap, by the way, we've got some of the controls that we have for the blogs are grid view or list view. We've got a search. The search, is that using Lunar.js, or what tech is being used to create the?
Yeah, I didn't configure it till I was waiting for Strappy because it was it will take long to implement the search plugin, so I didn't wanted to recreate the work if the functionality changed because of Strapi.
Sure. Yep. Makes sense. The latest post. Okay. Yeah. The latest post. We haven't gotten to that portion just yet. The section just below the search here. That I wonder if that would be facilitated by Strapi as well. I don't know. It sounds like it's about time for us to get into Strapi. Is it so we don't
I
do
think
double?
maybe if we go too far ahead, maybe Strapi will make us redo many of the things.
Yeah. Let me Tanuj, let me get you some AWS credentials. Let's make a move.
Okay.
Just no Bitcoin mining, if you would.
So yeah, I think I agree on like we can move to Strapi because like the next topic we'll be seeing is like we've migrated almost 80 to 90% of website currently.
Sorry. Oh man, I spaced out. I don't know if that was. I thought that was that for me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was reading Faith's notes. Go ahead.
So I was just I just stated that I think it's time like we can move to into Strapi because like the migration part is very much like around 80 to 90% is already done. Event it will be seeing in the next topic of the discussion.
Nice. Okay. Then yeah, let's set a goal for this time next week. Let's have an instance that maybe is the one that we end up using. Let's make some serious headway. I'll make sure you guys are empowered to do that. There's a bunch of questions to answer about the full capabilities of Strapi versus not. Yeah. Very good. Next item.
Yeah, the next item is from you and Josh Tanuj.
So will you be sharing Tanuj or I should share this?
You can share. I don't have.
Okay, so just asking, is my screen visible again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It is.
it is.
Okay, so this is the, let me just give you an insight for those who haven't visited. This is the migration sheet or the migration guide which we are using to track how much of the current pages have been migrated, and like there you will be seeing 4 colors, and the 4 colors are like stated over here. So there is a thing with exact URL match, URL mismatch, or the page is yet to be migrated. So uh, I think all the blogs are migrated, and these 2 blogs are also. I had a chat with the contributor who is on this issue, and he said he would be like finishing it off in 1 or 2 days. So all the blogs, even the newest blogs, the Meshmates and all the blogs have been migrated. Moving on to the next section, the books and the all the 3 books have been migrated. Next, moving on for the careers part. So
Sorry to interrupt, Josh. There's a 4th book coming out, and I think there's someone working on putting up another page. I'll put in another row there to track that.
yeah, so for
But please continue. Yeah.
yeah, so I think that should be deleted. this off. Yeah. So the next the next section is carriers, and in carriers also, uh, like only two of them are remaining to migrate, and status. Okay, so I think this will be taking more around 3 to 4 days, as this has been assigned yesterday and 3 days ago. So the carrier section would be done by another 3 4 days. Like due to this Hacktoberfest event, we do have a lot of contributors and interested people who are like happy to migrate things. So like we are very much thankful to them. Yeah. And for the community, the meshmates page has also been migrated, and all the individual members. So there is a thing that will be that needs to be updated, like as the current in the current site, the meshmates page, we did had addition of the time domain and the like domains where the people work. So that would be yet that is yet to be incorporated in the new site.
We also need to do some design changes to the matchmates page, matchmates card that we discussed. Can come back to that later.
Yeah.
Like adding the backdrop, the icon.
And for the news section, 4 of the news articles are okay. So I think there has been a PR submitted for this article. This will be done by this week, and this contribute like this is currently stale issue, as like the contributor hasn't replied of her interest. And yeah, this one is also an PR has been opened. So yeah, news articles, one of the issue has to be like taken care of, I think, and the others are like will be completed by this week. Moving on to projects, so I am currently working on the Meshery page, and that will be, I think, a week long. And the other one is the landscape. So I think Nikhil or Lee can talk about like what to do with this thing.
Pratik Tripathi is, I think he's giving a crack at the landscape.
Yeah, actually, he pinged me yesterday. So regarding that part, yes, he was working on it, but since he is not so good at React, so he's been stuck at that point, and he may or may not be continuing with that. Means I asked him, he can take 3 to 4 more days to see if he is able to do something or not. So he said, okay, he'll be taking some more time and ping me back with whatever he said.
Okay, moving to the workshops section. Uh, this is the section that is entirely left because of the blocked issue for the workshops and the dynamic page for the workshops grid. So like it was on hold from around a month. So the contributor said he would be like happy if someone else could jump in. So I think I'll be also completing this by this week, and I will also create issues for the individual workshops, and that won't take much long. So we can expect this in, I guess, 1.5 or 2 weeks, if we see for all the workshops, like if first time contributors or they take up for the migrating of the workshops. And for the
I'll just interject here. If the issue creating process is too long for you, let me know. I'll help.
No, so the issue creation process is not long, I'll say, but the thing is like I'll be finishing for the workshops and its dynamic part in let's say 2 or 3 days. But as like contributors take their own time in migrating the data, so it may vary from like some contributors may have a PR in a single day, and some might take 5 to 6 days. So for the better side, I'm taking that this section would take 1.5 week to migrate completely if we rely upon like if we try to give this to other contributors for migration. The next section is the programs in which the two of the pages are yet to be migrated. The Hacktoberfest, I have intentionally put it on hold because the current website also has frequent changes in the Hacktoberfest page. So I think after the Hacktoberfest month, or maybe like after the October month, or maybe after 2 or 3 weeks, we can see of migrating this page because uh, like if we plan to launch this site before October ends, then yeah, we'll have to do it before then. And for the MLH fellowship page, the thing is this also is going under revamp because as Lee I had talked with Lee, so like people are working on how this program will go, and so similarly the page would also go some changes. So that is also I have created an issue, but that is also that would be migrated very soon, but that the final page won't be like ready for now as long as the current page is not finalized. And moving on to the individual pages, few of them. So the about page was migrated today, I guess. No, the about page was migrated and the contact page was migrated today. And we do have open issues for brand page. And
If the brand page is being worked on, I think it will be done in
yeah,
minutes.
so the contributor is working very hard, but as it requires a lot of CSS tweaks, so I think that will be also been completed before this week, right, Tanuj?
Yeah, I think so.
Moving on to
Uh,
the yeah,
so
so
it's just I had a point, right?
yeah.
You, why are you working on migrating the workshops page? Yes, I'm preferring that if you would work on some other better issue which would require much more experience, then we can have other people assigned for the migration part.
Yeah, so the thing is I'm not working on migrating the workshops page, but we have to like it is a type of collection. So that would be a dynamic thing, as we have blogs and we have books. So uh, I like there the person was already assigned from around 15 or 16 days, but he said he's taking time, and so I thought of jumping in. Yeah, but if anyone else is ready, I don't have an issue if anyone wants to take this up.
No, my point was, is it a blocker for any other work?
The
Yeah,
blocker
so
for
it is a
migrating
blocker for
the
all the workshops individual pages. Like once this page would be migrated and the dynamic thing would be created for this, after that only these issues can be created and worked upon.
Okay. Okay. Means I was saying that okay, you can work on it, but recently there is a contributor Keshav. Previously he was working on the Jekai sites. Now he's moved to the Layer 5 engine. So means he has been doing good work. So maybe you can have a talk with him if he
Yeah,
is
yeah.
really good.
I'll ping him up on that issue, and like if he's ready, I'm like very much happy to hand over it to him.
Yeah. Means, it will lower your burden also.
Yeah.
That's it.
And like the code of conduct page would be, yeah, this is the same contributor that was assigned the workshops page, so I think I'll have to ping him up again. And for the events page, he's been assigned 5 days ago, and he's a first time contributor, so uh
Pratyay showed interest in working the events page, maybe he will take it up.
So yeah, so I think
Actually, the thing is, Prasad has lost his motherboard. It's actually his motherboard blasted this weekend. So he pinged me that he won't be able to contribute to the projects for 3 to 4 days. But I guess he'll be soon back.
okay. So I think we can stay on with this for around 1 or 2 days, and then we can ping this contributor if like he's working on it, or we can just shift it to someone else. For the resources page,
That
Tanuj,
is a
will you like to contribute?
that is a blocker. It is pure. That is basically the books part and the workshop part together. So as long as the workshop part is not done, this page will not be done.
Okay. The next is the partners page, where Pratyush is. Yeah, so he's also showed up some concern that like if we wish to complete it in a set of time, then it must be assigned to someone else. And the next one is the last one. Yeah, so this we also
Yeah,
done.
on something like that, on that last one, we made you. I'm not sure quite what where the line is, but you might want to. Thank him very much. Unassign it. It doesn't mean that he can't work on it, but when someone is assigned to an issue, others don't pick it up because they don't see it as being available. Food for thought. I don't know if this is the right instance or not, but you're empowered there.
Yes, it happens actually. Many of times the thing that no issues are left or unassigned. So
Yeah, so currently this is the thing, like the last time I visited the issues, I saw that all of them are assigned, but some of them are like a month older even, so they needs to be transferred to some other people.
Post haste. Yeah, there's no
Yeah, so
need to
that's
wait.
all for the migration. And the as you have seen, I think it's 80% of the current website has been migrated.
One thing to add, I recently added the redirect plugin. So if some URL are too out of place, you can use that for redirecting.
Yeah, so I put up at it as a topic because when I discussed with Lee, it was like Lee had the desire like the URL must be the same, and we like don't wish to incorporate redirect for that purpose, but we wish to use redirect for the tags, like like the community tags or the tags under the categories under the blogs. So like that's the next topic. I'll just open it. Will you like to speak about it, Lee?
Sure. Yeah, it's to characterize that a little bit more. If it's possible, how we're using it. Is it the kebab slugifier?
Uh,
The
yeah,
kebab.
yeah, I changed that also recently so that it fixed some URLs.
And so it stopped inserting hyphens between numbers.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you know of any residual issues that we have?
There's some. Uh, just open the migration page. Like the third one, the WSL2 one. That is completely different. There is a date before the URL. If
Yeah.
we that
Yeah, right. Yeah, that one. Yeah. So for line 4, the particular issue there is that it was a mishap when it was first published. Like it shouldn't have been published. So, and that to be, that one's not very important. Like it'll get reindexed, and I haven't seen a lot of inbound references to it, so that's fine. Like that one, we should just move to green and move on.
Also, yeah, for many of the news, I think the URLs are mismatching. It may be a good idea to include a permalink field. So if the URLs are too mismatching, we can fix the URL using that instead of sluggifying the title.
Yeah. So we have, there are, is it like 3 different concepts potentially here? At least 2. So there is, in terms of how it is that a URL is generated for an individual page, well, I guess there's a number of ways, but one of those is using a permalink, which is good in some respects because you can explicitly define what URL that page should be available at. It's bad in other respects because it's hard coded, if you will. So it's not, another way to help overcome that, like to the extent that hard coding ever became an issue, using redirects to capture a couple of other URLs and pull visitors into different URLs, pull them into the permalink, that helps. It seems like ideally we wouldn't be in a situation where we're defining or manually defining permalinks, because rather many of the things, I mean, we will for certain pages, like maybe for a project, a specific project. Even at that, probably not. When you consider the projects, they're really important things. There's a lot of people that put time and effort into them. And so just like Josh led off this call with trying to represent Meshery very well, it's a highly curated page. And as such, it'll be a highly referenced page. And the layer5.io/Meshery has long been a link that's been propagated far and wide. I think the place where we're looking to publish that project, Meshery, it's probably under /projects/Meshery. Now, but we still want, and this is where the redirects, like Tanuj is saying, come in. It's like, well, even though it's going to be /projects/Meshery, we still want to capture all those inbound links, all those references. So anyone that hits /Meshery, they will be redirected to /projects/Meshery. And so on the using Meshery page as an example, it sounds like it would carry a redirect, but it may not carry a permalink in so much as the collection of projects. When each of those pages is published, the page title will be used as the text after projects. Is that right?
Yeah.
And okay, and then for good, yeah, good. Part of good. That seems like that works well. The situations in which, talk to me about the situations in which we need permalinks. Like
It's not necessary. And if we are redirecting the previous URLs to the current URLs, then it is not necessary. But if we explicitly want that URL, then we need to define a permalink in the front matter of uh, the current site.
So I don't have much idea of the redirects, but like, are there any possible instances where redirects fail or something like that?
Shouldn't fail according to the plugin saying that it generates the redirect on the server side.
Like if it's converted into a tiny URL or something, and like it's made into another URL, and like when that's been referenced to, does redirect work even well over there?
yeah, so long as the tiny URL resolves to a URL that's being redirected to your other one, it does, because it kind of resolves in that.
Yeah, so the plugin we are using is server side or client side? Then can you just confirm?
Server side. Server
Yeah,
side.
yeah. Okay, okay.
Yeah, there is one corner case here, and this has to do both with redirects and with permalinks. To the extent that someone accidentally defines the same redirect, but for two different pages. So one page will receive redirects from a URL, and that very same URL is listed as a redirect to a different page. I don't know if Gatsby will inform you of that when you're building the site, overlapping redirects or overlapping permalinks.
No, Gatsby won't do that.
Okay. Okay, just something to watch out for. Nice. Of the workshops, yeah, go ahead. Oh, we're out of time.
Just gonna wrap up the meeting, but go ahead.
No, it's all right.
Are you sure?
Yep. Yeah. Actually, if anyone else has stuff, we didn't. So Aniruddha got to go, and Faith. It looks like you've found some things to dig into, so that's awesome. And Kishore has joined. So good. Kishore, we were saying bad things about you earlier, so you missed it.
All right, Kishore, if you haven't found something to work upon, ping Josh, Tanuj, me, Nikhil, or just anybody on this call, and we'll find something for you to do. Faith, I'll reply to you on Slack. We'll create some issues for you for converting the release notes. Otherwise, that's it. Thank you for coming in, everybody. See you next week. Maybe.
See you guys.
Bye, everyone.
Hey.
Also, Josh, if you are on the call, no, he left, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, so if there is like a lot of issues and there is some minor issue that a newbie can work on, because I am completely newbie in Gatsby, I can start working on it. So yeah, that's it. If you need help, that's all.
Yeah, so I think once we create a workshop thing, then there will be issues for migrating workshops. So you
Yeah,
can look
cool.
out for them. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Yeah, you're welcome.
Great.
Nice.
Okay, bye,
See you
everyone.
guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.